A love that is difficult to express. Greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. John 15:13. I was someone who liked to clearly express my feelings. It was quite easy for people to tell whether or not I was in a good mood or bad mood. I hated irresolution, indecisiveness, and the tendency of people to drag their feet instead of getting the job done. My husband's character was totally opposite from mine. So, of course, we always clashed with each other. He began to feel tired of my short-temperedness and my tendency to always talk first before I think. Meanwhile, I couldn't care less about how he felt about me as I continued to live the way I had been living. Sometimes I would be in a good mood and kiss him on the cheek, saying, "I still can't believe you are my husband. I'm such a lucky person," only to see his flat reaction, saying, "Save up the happiness for the unpleasant times that may come before us." I could not possibly understand how his mind worked. To me, it was only normal to directly express the feeling of affection on the spot. And if I suddenly felt upset or grumpy, I would flare up at him even right after telling him I love you. Back then, I couldn't care less about how my husband felt about such abrupt changes in my feelings. For a long time, I didn't know it was wrong to live like that, not until the instant from which I learned that my way of thinking and my attitudes were quite problematic. One day, there was an urgent and important payment we had to take care of immediately. The time was almost heading towards the closing time at the bank. My husband sped up and we made it to the bank by the skin of our teeth. The main entrance was already closed, so we had to run and get in through the back door. He rushed me and told me to take out the bank book. I also looked for my seal. Only then I remembered that I put the seal back in the drawer after using it that morning, and forgot to bring it to the bank. As my husband realized the situation, his jaw dropped and his face turned pale. I couldn't even breathe because I was so sorry for my mistake, while at the same time afraid of how he was going to get angry and reproach me. I knew it was an inexcusable mistake, that it was fair for him to criticize me as harshly as he wanted. Daunted, I waited for his rebuke to begin. 1 second, 2 seconds, and three. I dropped my head because I was afraid to look into his eyes. My whole body was extremely tense from nervousness, and even my toes were all curled in. As I was standing there feeling miserable like a scared child who is about to be scolded by its mom, he put his hand on my shoulder. I was startled, but he calmly said to me, "Honey, it's okay. We'll come back and take care of it tomorrow." I would never have imagined that reaction from him in a million years. What would I have done if I were him? I probably wouldn't have shown him such a generous reaction as he did for me. I would never let anyone get away with this kind of mistake. Regardless of reasons, forgiving such wrongs was simply impossible for me. I always had to make sure of what was wrong and that it gets its well-deserved criticism. I was more than thankful to my husband, who didn't blame or criticize me even when I made a huge mistake that caused us considerable financial damage. Tears welled up when I realized that what he had showed me was true love. Such realization made me look up to him. I felt as though I owed him a profound depth of love. I will repay him. I will surely love him back just as much as he loves me. I wish to be able to repay him the love I owe, just in the same way as he bore with me when I had made that big mistake. I truly hope not to hate him. I hope to be able to erase all his weaknesses and faults from my memory. I hope I never get into an argument with him ever again. Such a way of expressing love is nearly impossible by man's power. It is only possible when Jesus is with me. And that's why I pray to him to dwell in my heart at all times.